And now let's say hello to the distinguished mayor of a fine American community.
Number one, what is your name, please?
My name is Ron Hooker.
Number two.
My name is Ron Hooker.
Number three.
My name is Ron Hooker.
Very well, and here is Ron Hooker's statement for the press. It goes as follows. I, Ron Hooker, am a college junior. I am also the mayor of my city, actually the second youngest mayor in the United States. I ran for office in the first general election since the 26th Amendment allowed 18 to 20-year-olds to vote. Drawing on the pencil power instincts of both young and old voters, I swept to victory as a write-in candidate. In view of my tender years, it may surprise you to learn that I campaigned on a conservative platform. Obviously, all future elections will be significantly influenced by youthful candidates and voters. In fact, the new youth vote could add over 25 million people to the electorate. Signed, Ron Hooker. And Kitty Carlisle, your interest in politics brings you up as number one.
And number three, where do you come from?
I come from Salinger, Oregon.
And number two, do you believe that it's a quality of Oregon that helped you to become a conservative mayor?
Well, I'm not from Oregon. I'm from McAlester, Oklahoma.
And do you think it's Oklahoma that made you a conservative mayor?
I don't think conservatism is specific to any part of the country.
Well, number one, do you think conservatism is specific to the young today?
No, I don't.
Well, you think it's a trend?
Well, I think that in a conservative community, it's necessary for any candidate running to reflect the qualities of that community.
Thank you. Number three, who was your opponent? You don't have to name him. I know
have
that's
four
not
opponents.
done. But were they all conservative?
No, they were of different political persuasions.
Thank you. Number two, do you believe that college students should be allowed to vote en masse where they go to college?
Yes, I do, as a convenience to them. I think they should, if they lived in the college town, they would know more about it, you know.
Thank you. Number one, do you agree with that?
No, I don't.
What do you think?
I feel that a college student should vote in the town of his residence.
I see. Thank you.
And from Kitty, we go to Bill Cullen.
I'm trying to remember now which one of those opinions is considered conservative, and I can't. Number two, we found out about Oregon and Oklahoma. We didn't find out where you're from, sir.
You did, McAlester, Oklahoma.
Oh, number one, then. Where are you?
I'm from Newcomerstown, Ohio.
That was the one we hadn't made it. Number three, what is the voting population of the town where you're mayor?
There were about 1,800 people voting in the election. The city is about 4,500.
Well, now, if you were a write-in candidate, of what did your campaign, I'll stay with number three, of what did your campaign consist? It must have been tremendous.
Basically, what I was attempting to do is get back to grassroots democracy, and what I was going out into the public and trying to represent a new type of, feeling among the people that, first of all, this was the first opportunity for someone under 21 to vote.
Did you ring doorbells, number three?
I rang doorbells. I walked a lot.
And how do you feel about where college students, not to interrupt you, but we have limited time, where college students should vote, at college or in their home city?
I believe that they should have to vote at their place of residency if it's in their home city. If they're living in college for 4 years and that's their residency, then that's where they should be able to vote. But I think that we should follow the laws.
All righty, and now we're going to go Peggy.
Number one, what is the ADA?
I don't know.
Thank you. And number two, what is the National Observer?
It's a newspaper published weekly of it's compiled by news all around the country all during that past week.
But what point of view does it...
It's quite a conservative paper.
Thank you. Number three, who is the youngest mayor of the United States?
Well, there is another mayor who is also 19 years old. Right now, I'm the youngest mayor, along with another one in Iowa.
Is that a boy or a girl?
It's a young man.
Oh, heck. Number one, did you run on a law and order platform?
More or less.
Thank you. Number two, did you have many young constituents? I mean, did many young kids in your town, or was it mostly a bunch of old crocs?
I don't like to think of them as old crocs.
Oh, I'm only kidding. I don't think of them as old crocs.
People like you.
People like old crocs. Number three, if you were in a college town, say I went to college, which I never did, obviously, wouldn't I know more if I lived in that town for 9 months a year than I would know about my hometown? I don't see why you shouldn't vote in your own...
Well, I think that's right now a matter of value judgment. First of all, what I think the fear is that in a lot of elections, there could be a movement, a special movement of people moving into a certain town in order to, elect a candidate, which would not really, be the true constituency which would be elected.
Now, number one, who was Robert LaFollette?
I'm sorry, and we're going to go to Larry Blyden.
Okay, number one, tell me, are your parents conservative?
Yes.
Okay, number two, do you find that your college requirements and your administrative responsibilities conflict with each other at all?
Not at all. In my town, the mayor is a part-time job, but I intend to devote as much of my time as I can to the people. I think that's what every mayor should do.
Okay, number one, what are your principal duties there?
The mayor heads the operation of the fire department, police department, and street department.
When you say he heads those operations, how much is there for them to do? I mean, is it mainly just bookkeeping, or do you...
Well, making schedules, as well as presiding over the village council meetings.
Okay, number three, what do those village council meetings consist of? What goes on in that?
Well, right now we hold village council. Well, they're still called city council in Salinger. We hold them twice a week. Right now, what we're basically concerned with is bringing more industry into
Okay, number two.
Oh, boy, they're good. There goes the bell, and we're going to have to mark our ballots. The audience now take another peek over here, and we have to decide as to whether it's number one, or number two, or number three, and we won't recount the penalties. We know about those. So, Kitty, do you want to start?
Yes, thank you. I was going to vote for number two because I thought he was a real politician when he said that the older voters, he wouldn't think of them as old crocs. They were like Peggy. They were old crocs.
I didn't mean that.
So I decided he wasn't a politician.
And you are no longer my friend.
Hell, if you're an old croc, I'm a grandmother croc. And so I voted for number one because he ran on Law and Order and he doesn't believe the kids at a conservative point of view.
We got a one show, and we're going to go down to Bill Cullen.
I forgot which one called Peggy an old crock.
Can we drop this?
If I knew, I certainly would have voted for that one. But anyway, I voted for number one. I think he got a crock of votes, and he's got in there and did well.
Yeah, the pair of ones, and Peggy, my dear.
I voted mine for an intellectual reason. Shut up. I'm a baby of the panel, but that doesn't mean I'm dumb. I voted for number one because he never heard of the ADA, which is the Americans for Democratic Action, which proves he's conservative.
Well, we got 3 3s going. Are we going to have it all the way, Larry?
Yep, we are.
On what basis? Just instinct?
No, not instinct this time, but partly on instinct. In the first place, he didn't know who the Americans for Democratic Action is, and it's entirely possible that a conservative person of his years might not know that. It's impossible that a liberal person of his years would not. And the second thing is that when he was asked whether or not he agreed with it, and he said no, he didn't. He didn't.
He positively didn't, and so let us find out. Will the real Ron Hooker please stand up? It's number two. Well, number one. Thank you, Ron. Gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you. Tough luck. It happens that way. Number two, what do you really do, and what's your name?
My name is Alan Stolz, and I'm a student at Pace College, Westchester, and I don't think you're an old crock.
Thank you.
And number three, sir, what is your real name? What do you do?
My name is Robert Hurwitz, and I'm the governor of California.
What are you really, sir?
I'm a musician, a writer, and because of the nature of those professions, a cab driver.
Thank you very much, Ron Hooker and Old Crocs, for being with us here on the Tell the Truth.
Central characters today will receive a Samsonite Silhouette Beauty Case in new wild strawberry color featuring Magic Action pop-up mirror, compartmented plastic tray, and washable lining from Samsonite. Prizes or product mentions were furnished and or paid for by the manufacturers or supplier of the products or services identified on this program. This is Johnny Olson speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.